Good, bright and beautiful Wednesday to everyone from GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. Also available on Twitter, YouTube, and WhatsApp. Premium meteorology for the northern mid-Atlantic and national regions. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. Just drove down this morning. I knew it was going to be cloudy at the beach, but I drove down there anyway. Just early this morning and spent a couple of hours talking with friends, my beach buddies. And then, still cloudy, decided to come home. And where is it sunny? Right at my own house where I expected it to be for today. We'll get into that in just a moment. This is the video forecast discussion for this Wednesday, the 17th of June, 2020. We'll start off with the local sector here for the northern mid-Atlantic region first, and then we'll go into the national view. This is our low-level water vapor overlaid with the surface station plots here and the streamlines, and we can see our flow starting out from the north and veering quickly to the northeast and east. And we can see an increase of that cloud cover as well. We started out a little dry this morning, and the only areas where we have sinking air here and it's dry and sunny right now is over northern New Jersey, where I'm back at the weather center here. Lots of moisture here in the low levels of the atmosphere. Somewhat cloudy here. We'll do the visible in just a moment. You can see the ocean temperatures are a little chilly here, but they're still quite warm for this time of the year. They cooled down quite a bit because the wind is coming in from off the ocean, and it is upwelling some of the warmer water that was at the surface. So the temperatures near the water temperatures near the coast here this afternoon at some of the reporting stations are cooler than they have been by about 5 degrees or so from the last several days of northeast onshore wind. Temperatures over the interior now getting into the upper 70s and even some lower 80s here this afternoon. And if we take a look at the visible red channel and see if we can pull this up, there's our cloud deck. I was here, Monmouth Beach. Then I drove back here and noticed all the clear skies over northern New Jersey here this afternoon, with high pressure still wedging over the top of this storm system that's kind of stuck here over the Carolinas. And the onshore flow is leading to some precipitation too. If we take a look at the latest radar, we still see some light rain here across southeastern Pennsylvania. This is very light, and all of the areas here that are in blue, well, that's just radar echoes. Okay, we'll start off with a national view now, or continue with the national view here. Here's our storm system, kind of like retrograding around here. High pressure's over the top of it, so it really has nowhere to go. So it's been retrograding in this spot here over the Carolinas, basically for the last 24 hours or so. And if we go to the last loop here, this is our wind flow streams here coming in from the northeast. High pressure over the top of it to the north here. High pressure extending back in through here, through the upper Great Lakes, and of course lots of dry sinking air here. It's the low-level water vapor channel overlaid with the streamlines and temperatures. And the temperatures are getting quite warm where they've been warm, and they will continue to be that. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. I wanted to focus in on this because this isn't really going anywhere anytime soon. It seems to be stuck in place here as we have a block in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and our new storm system coming in from the west coast as well, kind of helping to try to push something along here eventually. As we head into the weekend, things should begin to improve, but I don't think tomorrow is going to be a beach day either. Looking at the latest hazards here across the country, small craft advisories from southern New Jersey down through Norfolk and Norfolk and North Carolina's Outer Banks here. Some flooding concerns here over parts of Virginia into Raleigh, North Carolina. Everything's calm over here, and these are red flag warnings here across Utah, Colorado, portions of Arizona, and New Mexico, especially down around Tucson, over interior areas of the Sacramento, San Joaquin Valley here. Some small craft advisories off the California and coast of Oregon here, southern Oregon and northern California down through just about Sacramento here. And believe it or not, we still see some snow advisories here over portions of the higher elevations here in Idaho. And we'll look at the current temperatures at 1:22 this afternoon on a national viewpoint here from the NOAA Weather Hazards Data Viewer here. Temperatures in the New York City metropolitan area in the upper 70s to lower 80s. onshore flow here. Temperatures in the 80s across the Florida Peninsula here, and even into the Gulf. I mean, it's warm. It's definitely warm ocean water temperatures here out in our recording stations here out over the southeastern Atlantic. So this is an indication with if anything comes along, and right now there is nothing going on in the tropics. Over the next several days, we don't see any organization or nothing going on right yet, but these temperatures would definitely help to support any kind of development that does occur eventually. And of course, we really don't want that anyway. Not on the coastline, at least. Now, across California and Mexico, temperatures are already this morning, still early in the morning here at about 11 o'clock or so, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, rising through the 80s and 90s, and temperatures in California also this morning on the west coast in the upper 80s and lower 90s, 70s across the interior. And where it's still cold, it's, at higher elevations, it's snowing. I mean, we've got temperatures here 37 degrees in portions of, the upper higher elevations of Idaho here, so it's cold. But look, you don't have to go too far south and east to find temperatures 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 degrees on either side, higher or lower. New Jersey temperatures at 1:22 this afternoon, mid 70s, upper 70s, lower 80s in a few spots here, like Caldwell's at up to 81 right now, and Parsippany's at 75, where it's been a little cooler right along the shore points here, 69 at Oceanport, generally temperatures in the 60s here as you head down towards Atlantic City Marina. And as you head down to West Cape May and interior Cape May, Wildwood temperatures are in the 60s with that onshore flow, that cooler water coming in. And I can tell you that, I saw the ocean today. I didn't go in it, and the surf was high. It's still somewhat comfortable here over the northern half of New Jersey, and the Hudson River Valley here into Connecticut. But the dew points are definitely coming up into the low and mid 60s. Especially from the ocean ports south and west. And, 60, 65 degree dew points, that's where the air becomes a little bit sticky and the relative humidity values become a little uncomfortable. But not, they're pretty much bearable right now. If we can pull this up. Yeah, relative humidity values very comfortable here in northern New Jersey, into the New York City metropolitan area. They get a little sticky here around the coastlines of Ocean and Monmouth counties and Cape May County. And, relative humidity here, especially where it's raining. There are a few rain pockets in here, a little bit of drizzle or light rain showing up. And that is the reason why in West Cape May it feels like it's 100% this hour. Wildwood at 94%. So it's kind of sticky out there the further south and east you go. And of course, with all the cloud cover and rain that's, not in this diagram, it's relative humidity, you can see it's sticky. Relative humidity values up into the upper 60s, lower 70s, mid 80s, and 100%. So the atmosphere is very, very, very moist here. We don't often look at the soil temperatures for planting. Obviously, everything mostly is planted by now, or should be. At the 5 centimeter range here near the surface here, we've got soil temperatures basically in the 60s to 80 in Charlottesburg. So that's pretty warm for this time of the year. And you go deeper down into the soil at 50 centimeters again. This is all very good planting weather for vegetation. Storm Prediction Center's day 1 through 4 panel outlook here. Just marginal chance of a thunderstorm here across the Delmarva area back and through the Virginias and the Carolinas today. Not anything major, and we're not looking for any wind, tornado, hail damage as well. But now tomorrow, that's going to be a different story. And if we get into the 4 panel here, there's a better chance for thunderstorms. Again, a marginal chance here across this area. It's a lot of cloud cover tomorrow, where the atmosphere is pretty stable, however, so we're not looking for anything of tornadoes, wind damage, or hail either. Just for giggles and grins here with that snow that we were talking about over Idaho, where your potatoes come from at the higher elevations. Well, we've had several inches of snow, 6, 10, 12 inches, even up to 16, 20 inches of snow at the higher elevations. This is way beyond like 6,000 feet across this region here. in the last 48 hours. 1 o'clock Eastern Time, national viewpoint of temperatures here. It's hot, back into the 90s, where it's been the 80s across Texas, the upper Midwest, all the way into Canada, believe it or not. Just south of Hudson's Bay, temperatures are very warm. They're in the 80s. And where it's raining a little bit or cloudy, it's been in the 60s and primarily out over the ocean as well with the onshore flow. And it's been cold, especially so over portions of Montana and Idaho as a result of having, snow still on the ground and snow still falling just a little bit. But everybody else is warming up. 1 o'clock. Temperatures are still in the 70s here in California, but that's because it's early in the morning there still. But we're 1 o'clock on the eastern coast time, 1:35, and temperatures are warming up nicely. 24-hour temperature change as of 1 o'clock Eastern time. Temperatures have cooled where it's cloudy and raining with this upper low here off the Carolina coast here. And temperatures are warming nicely over. Look at this. Temperatures are really warming up across southeastern Canada, most of northern New England. Temperatures down a little bit here in the last 24 hours from the north to the southern plains here into the Great South. But and of course, where it's been snowing or there's been some precipitation here, it's been a little cooler than average, but now getting warmer here, especially early this morning in the last 24 hours. And this ended at 1 o'clock this afternoon here, so temperatures on the rise across the west coast and the San Joaquin Valley here across California. And from the New York to Philly corridor for today, temperatures again around normal, upper 70s to around 80. That's completely normal for this time of the year. Cooler along the coast once again with that onshore flow. Temperatures pretty similar tomorrow, maybe a degree or two higher across the interior away from the water. And that's where the change is starting to increase now, which finding temperatures warming up to 80 or so near the coast, except the cool ocean water. That's going to be different. And over the interior, temperatures warming steadily through Friday. Again, beach days return on Friday. Don't think tomorrow is going to be too good. Saturday, oh yes, we're into the 80s here. South Shore and east ends of Long Island, obviously cooler with the water being available to you. And the flow off the water as well. And then we go into an area here from Sunday through next Tuesday where we could have temperatures over the interior approach the upper 80s with heat index values in the 90s. And these are actual air temperatures forecasted for Monday when I have to go back to work for like the first time in like 3.5 months. Temperatures are going to be away from the coast, probably in the 80s to lower 90s. With heat index values going to be higher than that. We'll take a look at the heat indexes in just a moment, what that's going to look like according to the modeling. And when we get to Tuesday next week, if you're back to work, well, guess what? You're going to need that air conditioner running because the temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s to low and mid 90s away from the coast. Just in time for the summer here in the northern mid-Atlantic, we have 2 days, 10 hours, 18 minutes, and seconds counting here. To June 20th, the official start of the summer solstice season here in the northern hemisphere at 12 a.m. So, we've got warm temperatures going to boot with that during the weekend as well as summer officially begins here. And the National Digital Database anomalies in temperatures where it's running very cool today right along the coast and where the clouds are in southern New Jersey and along the coast. It's going to be a few degrees below that, increasing to less than 5 or 3 degrees below normal tomorrow. After that, things really start warming up. Where it's warm, it's going to continue to get even warmer. And by the time we head into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week, temperatures are going to be running 7 to 8 degrees above normal for where they should be, except right along the immediate coastlines once again. For the New Jersey, New York regional area, we want to take a look at the 12Z run of the NAM 3-kilometer total cloud cover. This includes all cloud decks from the lower to the upper levels of the atmosphere. Obviously today, along the coast, it's not so good. Variable amounts of, cloud decks that are mostly stable. Tomorrow, that's a different story. As we head into Thursday, Lots of clouds, almost 100% of the coast, so tomorrow's not really a beach day unless you're just a surfer and you don't care about the sunshine. If you're a suntanner like I am, then tomorrow is not your day. But Friday, that's a different story. Friday going forward, everything increases and improves. You could have some low clouds and fog in the morning, some stratus or whatever, but as you work your way through Friday morning, the cloud decks begin to thin out during the afternoon hours, late morning, early afternoon hours. And, by the mid to the late morning and early afternoon hours, things are looking good. So this is where you want to be. You want to be, if you're not working yet and you're, not open yet, you want to be at the shore points this weekend for sure. I wanted to do model guidance this afternoon, but the model guidance really is very insuggestive to me, or unsuggestive to me, of the actual accuracy is the word I wanted to use. The actual accuracy of the diagnosis of the upper level low that's cut off and high pressure over the north of it, over our region. So there's going to be afternoon diurnal showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow's a cloudy day. No change about that. Things improve greatly on Friday. Humidity increases on Friday. Definitely the heat indexes increase and the air temperatures increase away from the coast on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. And there's also the chance that an upper level trough could try to swing through here early next week and change the forecast just a bit. So I'm going to hold off on the diagrams and the diagnosis at this point. But if you want to go to the beach this weekend, that's the place to be. So for everything, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. Also Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And WhatsApp. Yeah, you can reach us here. And if you have questions about your forecast and things like that, you can also reach us at gardenstateweather@gmail.com. Premium meteorology for the Mid-Atlantic and national regions. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. Have a great rest of your Wednesday afternoon. We forget the days these days.